That was fun to watch, man. All right, so that second crazy ass drummer, that was Jamie something, and then there was Bruford, I believe. Is Robert Fripp the band leader, the guy with the glasses sitting on the stool with the afro? I believe that's him. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, that was an excellent. Oh man, that was really good. Holy cow! Larx's Tongues in Aspic. Wow. Yeah, man, you talk about progressive rock. Damn, these guys. And you know, I'm still in my mind, still taking a couple of doses of how to define progressive rock and the sound associated with it. Of course, I've identified a couple of key notable bands, but I'm still getting myself familiar with the sound. And I guess really, in a sense, the essence of why I want to explore progressive rock a little bit further, that's why, to kind of really ingest the sound and to be able to really identify it by just the sound, to be able to see where those dividing lines are between, you know, progressive rock, psychedelic rock, you know, all of these different aspects of rock and roll, how they categorize it. So I guess that's one of my big motivating reasons for also wanting to get with the progressive rock as well. That was excellent. Larx's Tongues in Aspic. Definitely the title means something. So let's see what we can learn about this interesting track, man. Yo, hold on. Larx's Tongues in Aspic has a part 1 and also a part 2. So, Jeffrey, you didn't specify which part this is, or did you? I don't know. I'm looking at your note. No, you did not. Which one did I listen to? Was it part 1 or part 2? Okay, well, part 1 is over 13 minutes. Part 2, studio, is 7 minutes. And what we just saw here is only 6 minutes. So, here I go assuming again. Don't kill me for assuming. Can we assume that this is part 2? Is this part 2 that I just listened to? Let me know. Let me know that. All the same, whatever part 1 or 2 that I listened to, I really enjoyed it. And obviously, it can be extended longer. So, okay. Larx's Tongues in Aspic appears on the album of the same name. It's the 5th studio album by English progressive rock group King Crimson, released on the 23rd of March 1973 through Island Records in the UK and Atlantic Records in the US and Canada. This album is the debut of King Crimson's 5th incarnation, featuring original member and guitarist Robert Fripp and new members John Wetton, vocals and bass, David Cross, violin mellotron, Jamie Muir, percussion, and Bill Bruford, drums. It's also a key album in the band's evolution, drawing on Eastern European classical music and European free improvisational as central influences. European free improvisation as central influences. Production. The album spawned the concert staple Exiles, whose mellotron introduction had been adapted from an instrumental piece called Mantra, the band's original lineup performed throughout 1969. At that time, as well as in late 72, the melody was played by Fripp on guitar. In addition, In addition, a section of Larx's Tongues in Aspic, Part 1, was reworked from a piece entitled A Peacemaking Stint Unrolls, which was recorded by the island's Era Band and finally released in 2010 as a bonus track on that album's 40th anniversary edition. Okay, that was production. So let's go down to, reception. Critic's got a lot to say here, boy. Okay, we'll read a few. In his contemporary review, Alan Neester of Rolling Stone summarized the album saying, quote, "You can't dance to it, can't keep it to a beat, and can't even make good background music for washing the dishes," and recommended listeners to approach it with a completely open mind. He described the songs on the album saying that they were a total study in contrasts, especially in moods and tempos, blazing and electric one moment, soft and intricate the next. While not fully appreciative of the music on the record, he complimented the violin playing as tasteful. In the best classical tradition. All right. So Alan Neester of Rolling Stone. Bill Martin wrote in '98, "For sheer formal inventiveness, the most important progressive rock record of '73 was Lark's Tongue and Aspic." I'm gonna grab a drink. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Where was I, man? So, Bill Martin. For sheer formal inventiveness, the most important progressive rock record of '73 was Lark's Tongue in Aspic, adding that listening to this album and Yes's Close to the Edge will demonstrate what progressive rock is all about. Okay, Christgau. Why does this guy have to be everywhere? Robert Christgau's retrospective review gave a more ambivalent view, saying of the band's instrumental work, "Not only doesn't it cook, which figures, it doesn't quite gel either," unquote. Why do I even bother reading this dude's? AllMusic's retrospective review was resoundingly positive, marking every aspect of the band's transition from a jazz-influenced vein to a more experimental one as a complete success. It deemed John Wetton, the group's strongest singer, bassist, singer, Greg Lake's departure. I didn't read that right. It deemed John Wetton the group's strongest singer, bassist since Greg Lake's departure, and gave special praise to the remastered edition. Okay, let's read one more. In the Q and Mojo Classical Edition, Pink Floyd and the Story of Progressive Rock, the album came number 22 in its list of the 40 Cosmic Rock albums. Cosmic Rock, there's that term again. The album is featured in the book 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. Okay, man. So, that is Wikipedia Song Fact Info on this excellent song and this great quad, man. A really, really good mix of great musicianship, great, cosmic imagery being created there. Really, really excellent cerebral trip, man. Really good stuff. Jeffrey, good stuff here, man. I'm just scrolling down here. I'm just gonna check my notes before I bounce. Right, so got quads in the chute. Marco, Jupiter, Tony, Ford, got quads in the chute for you guys. And like I said, going forward, I definitely want to focus on, just my regular stuff that I'm doing, but also taking a little bit more of the progressive and revisit some of the stuff that I dropped the ball on, namely Southern rock. I want to take that up again. And, aside from the Allman Brothers and aside from Leonard Skinner, I hadn't really done lots of huge, notable Southern rock stuff. So I got to get back on that. I believe I did a Blackfoot quad. And really, where it comes to Southern rock, I haven't done much more. So I got to get onto that a little bit more. So those are my two big focuses going forward into year 3. All right, man. So that concludes my reaction and my review of this excellent quad. Also, in regards to Jeffrey Davis, I also have an album reaction that I'm going to be doing in the next day for his for the Beyond Classic Rock channel. So if you guys really like King Crimson and you want to kind of follow my growth progression in the progressive rock element, starting with King Crimson, check that out as well. I believe Jeffrey submitted it on the Beyond Classic Rock platform because of the timeline sequence. I believe that album that I'm going to be reacting to, it's called Discipline. It came out in the early 80s, so the sound is probably a little bit different as well as the timeline. So we'll check it out, you know. But let me know what you think about that. And that's it for my notes. So have a good one, take care, and I'll catch you in another reaction. Peace.